Quinnipiac University.
All right, good morning everybody. My name is Evan Rigsby.
My name is Isaac Filderman.
And today we're going to showcase our company Brainery to you. Now Brainery is a student veteran freelance network that aims at connecting student veterans to local small businesses.
We offer paid project-based work for student veterans to get that all-important first job after college. Now, Evan and I took part in an entrepreneurship program over the summer, and that's where we came up with the idea of Brainery. Now, our initial focus was on all students, but when we got to the testing phase, the results we were getting weren't what we were expecting. However, we did have a few student veterans participate, and the results we got from them far exceeded those of the regular students. Now, we wanted to find out why, and we learned that many of the qualities instilled within veterans or in military members actually match those of great freelancers. And that's attention to detail, maturity, and just accountability. So we went and learned more by speaking to other student veterans on campus. We learned that many of them struggle transitioning from military life to civilian life, especially on college campuses. Many of them think that they're just going to go right back to the military after school. But in reality, 62% of them earn degrees that has no relation to their military experience at all. Another common myth is that they don't do well in school, when in fact they earn a 3.35 GPA compared to regular students who earn a 2.94. Now on top of all this, 47% of them are married, while 46% of them have kids. So that means upon graduation, they're under far more pressure to support their families. So with Brainery, we think we have a way to help solve this problem.
We also discovered another big problem. Now over here, this is a company called Cancos, and they're friend's parents' company. They're a super small time business in Long Island. And over the summer, they needed desperate help with marketing, social media, and overall AdWords and digital campaigns. But because they were a small business, they didn't have the budget to hire someone full-time. They did the obvious. They went to Fiverr, and they tried to find a freelancer to do it for them. Couple problems with that. There are millions of people who say they can do that. And additionally, they ran into a problem once they did find someone. One, a time barrier, and two, a language barrier. So instead of getting productive work done, they spent more time trying to communicate with that individual. After doing more research, this affects millions of small businesses across the United States. And as Isaac mentioned, we're a project-based company. This is a growing trend, additionally, in bigger companies. In order to find new talent on first-year entries, they do project-based work as a way of vetting and see how they do instead of the standard resume.
So now that you've heard about our story, let's tell you how it works. So on the business side, they'll come to our site and submit their job proposal. We'll then review it to make sure that's at the student level and that we have the students available to do the job. Now once that is verified, we manually match them up with the ideal freelancer for that job. And throughout the duration of the project, they can track results and all of that. Now on the student side, they'll come to the site as well, and they'll apply and then be given sample work as a vetting process to make sure they're up to the Brainery standard. For every project, they're getting milestones to complete and hit, so the business has confidence that the best work is being done. Now, for Brainery, what we do is act as the admin so we can offer them resource and all the communication they need to make the project go smooth. So looking at the market, the freelance industry already contributes $1.4 trillion to the US economy every year. That's 35%. And 47% of the industry is made up of 25 to 35-year-olds. And that's about the average age range of student veterans. Now, our total addressable market is $4 billion, and that comes from the $1.7 trillion industry, and it's based off about 700,000 Student Veterans of America members. Now, there are a few companies who are in this space. Slant and Parker Dewey are our most direct competitors, as they also work with student freelancers. Now, Slant is still in the beta stage, so they're not quite yet launched. While Parker Dewey is similar, but the way they go about matching projects is they have the businesses post a project and the students bid on it. But that doesn't change the fact that it's still very time-consuming for the businesses to weed out the right person for that job. Now, there are the popular ones, Fiverr, TopDole, and Upwork. Fiverr, there's an extensive amount of positions, but it's extremely difficult to find the right person for the job. Now, TopDole and Upwork cater to a higher clientele. So they do 6 months to even year-long projects like app development or websites. Now, Brainery offers value because, one, they're getting a freelancer who's already very mature and wants to get that job after college. So they're super driven to do the best work they can. Also, because of our management approach, we offer value with them getting all the resources they need, and especially the right person for the job, which is just the biggest problem for businesses in finding freelancers.
Now, we made sure to do our homework with this project, and we've been working with this venture for over 6.5 months now. We've talked with thousands of school department heads, student veterans, and businesses to see their pain points and how Brainery can help. Additionally, we established a partnership with the local Veterans Association on our campus, and we have 200 active members within our system. In addition to our validation, we have performed a soft launch and have already completed 2 live projects, a design project and a research project, with 2 satisfied clients. We already have projects ready in the pipeline. And lastly, we are award winning, and we gratefully had the opportunity to place first in the Connecticut State Business Plan competition last December. Now, we say we're project-based, but what does that look like? The types of projects we're offering right now are technical, design, and business projects. For design projects, we're offering branding services and logo designs. For technical projects, wireframing and prototyping. And lastly, for business projects, research and analysis. Now, all projects are 4 weeks in length max, and that's because we want to accommodate to the student level. But a business can always hire that student freelancer for another 4 weeks. But let's take a sample case. For example, a logo design project. As business owners, you just care about getting the end result. But as admins here, we know that when working with the student freelancer, we need to break it down to tasks that are understandable for them. Drafting, color, no color, revisions, and at the end of it, the end goal. And we break this up using a milestone approach so that you as the business owner can get updates every few days to see how progress on your project is going. How do we showcase this to you? Currently, we're bootstrapping by using a software called Basecamp. And this allows us to use project management. In the bottom right-hand corner over here, this is the main square. And this is where you're going to get your milestone updates every few days. We also have productivity features that will allow due dates and deadlines for each project.
Now, the way we onboard projects in the short term is by going to local chambers of commerce. Here we'll find businesses that are in need of short-term work, as well as military-friendly businesses. Now, you see the digital data collection. What this means is, one, that we'll be doing lots of research on finding military-friendly businesses around the country, ones that want to work with student veterans. The other side of that is taking the data from our projects, because when we ramp up our social media usage, we want to be sure that the businesses have confidence they're going to get the best work through Brainery. So we're going to be offering statistics on how Brainery is positively affecting businesses.
And for every campus that we partner with, we're connecting with the local SVA, Student Veterans of America group, to drive in our freelancer base. Now, how do we operate our company? We have a few cool things. For every project that we complete, we bill the customer 2 things. One, a timely hourly estimate sheet. How many hours does it take to get the job done? Additionally, a management fee. The management fee is a tiered percentage approach based on how many hours your project is. Right now, we're averaging about $500 per project with 1 to 2 projects per customer. And this is because a lot of our projects come from recurring tasks. That may be a student research project 3 to 4 weeks out. Additionally, we have a 90-10 split with our freelancers, where 90% of the hourly profit goes back to the student veteran for their hard work, and Brainery retains 10%. Our students work about 8 hours per less per project to accommodate their busy lives. In year 2, we want to grow and help those student freelancers that are leaving college and help them get placed at their first job. We'll charge a 20% finder's fee for helping them get landed, and that's to the hiring authority, not on their own salary, which is like a lot of military recruiting companies right now. And lastly, year 3, data is huge in this world, especially for admissions offices. Knowing where your students are working and what skills they're learning outside of the classroom is huge. For $5,000 a year, we offer them a private data analytics dashboard for their specific university. Now, Brainery goes above and beyond. We're starting also from day 1, the Brainery Vet prep program. And in speaking with student veterans, a big thing that they've expressed is getting accredited for skills outside of the classroom. So we're starting a fund for every transaction. We donate 5%, and for qualifying veterans, we give them a chance to have free accounts like Coursera and Udemy, where they can get those accredited skills that they're not going to learn just in school. Isaac mentioned that 47% of student veterans are married. For those who can't afford to go to school, this is an opportunity to help them out too. We also give the businesses the ability to pay a little extra on each transaction to also support this cause. Now, to close off our presentation, my name is Evan, and I am a computer science major. I'll be graduating early this fall to do Brainery full-time. In the past, I've launched my own technology consulting company and have corporate experience as well under my belt.
And I'll be graduating in May. I come from the startup background, and I also run a student consulting group on campus, as well as work as a freelancer. And here is just a quick look at our advisory board. You know, we have an extensive list of positions here, all of which we rely on heavily for advice and where to go.
It's a healthy blend of both the business side and the technology side.
And the cool thing is, we don't just have this advisory board, but we also have an advisory board of military members and veterans.
Now here is our special advisors. Jason Burke is the Director of Veteran Affairs at Quinnipiac University. He has helped integrate Brainery into their system, and Kobe Milliken is the President of all student veterans on Quinnipiac. He has not only helped us at Quinnipiac though, but some of the surrounding Connecticut military colleges as well, such as UConn and Fairfield. And lastly, Tyler Duncan is our Brainery Student Veteran Ambassador. He has helped us since day one in getting into contact with more student veterans and learning more about military life. Now again, thank you so much for your time. We are Brainery.